Baruch Hashem Yah, Bahashem Yahushua, Baruch Hashem Yahushua. Shalom, family. Today I want to talk about mindset and the valley. That's the title of today's lesson, Mindset and the Valley. And we're going to be coming out of Psalms 23, which, most of us know what this is. 23rd Psalm, as they call it. And we're going to kind of go through it because I think, you read it, sounds good, or, makes you feel a certain type of way, but you really maybe didn't break it down or think about it the right way, or maybe not at all. Because, if you're going through things and you're suffering things, I think a lot of times you're not necessarily going to go back to Psalms 23 and get any type of help for your spirit, because you're too, taken by what's happening. Maybe you're too greatly moved by what's going on in your life. But a kind of a full understanding of what's happening here might aid you, because, maybe some of you are in the valley right now. As a whole, our people are in the valley, but in our individual experiences, we have times where we go through things that are difficult for us, okay? But we're going to kind of look at Psalm 23 and kind of understand how we should apply it on the mindset we need to have, which hopefully will help us in our current state or maybe something that's coming, okay? So we can have the right mindset, okay? So we're going to go with Psalm 23. I'm going to read it, and then we'll just kind of break it down, okay? Because it's only 6 verses, but they're very powerful verses and can really bring you through some things, okay? Okay, Psalm 23. Yahuwah is my shepherd, I do not lack. He makes me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He turns back my being. He leads me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. When I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You spread before me a table in the face of my enemies. You have anointed my head with oil, my cup runs over. Only goodness and loving commitment follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of Yahuwah to the length of days. Okay, so like I say, most of us know this. Like reading it, like hearing it, but maybe really haven't broken it down to where it's something you can digest and use, right? Spiritually. Digest it, get everything you need out of it, and use it in your spiritual body, right? Because all of these scriptures are food. They have to be digested. They have to be all of the nutrients, things taken out of it, right? So all of the good things need to be broken down and taken out of these scriptures and then applied to help us spiritually, our spiritual bodies, okay? So we're going to break this down to a pre-valley mindset, a mindset while you're in the valley, and a mindset when you come out of the valley, okay? Because you can kind of break this Psalm 23 into these 3 areas, okay? So we're going to go to the pre-valley mindset, okay? Prior to going into the valley, okay? And the way things are going and how your relationship with Yah should be and your understanding should be, okay? So let's break this down. Yahuwah is my shepherd, I do not lack, okay? So these are the verses we're going to cover, verse 1 through 3, okay? So Yahuwah is my shepherd, I do not lack. Let's look at that first. Okay, Yahuwah who leads and guides you, your shepherd, right? You're the sheep, you're being led, you're being guided. And it's saying, I do not lack. So this is the mindset that you should have prior to going in any valley. You're not lacking anything. If you are trusting in Yahuwah, you are serving him, you are doing what you're supposed to do and understanding who's running things here, understand who's ahead of your life, you're not going to lack. Even though it may look like on the surface or materially around you, you lack. Because, Lil Debbie, or, how Satan will say, as you're listening to this, please, you ain't got this, you ain't got that. Understand, you're right where Yah wants you to be. You don't lack anything. You have what you need. He will give you what you need. He will protect you. He will sustain you. And it's all in his possession. And he'll give it to you as you need it, as you ask for it, right? As you show yourself to be growing and doing the things he wants you to do, so that your material and match your spiritual, all those things come into play, but you don't lack. because y'all's people don't like any good thing. Okay, so don't buy into that lie that you lack anything, because little Debbie is trying to show you that something is missing. If something is missing, then Yah wants it to be missing. Okay, till such time as He's gonna fill in what you need, because you may think you know what you need, but He knows exactly what you need, and when you need it. It's an issue of timing too. Okay, but you don't lack, so you have to have that mindset. I don't lack anything. I'm not gonna go into this with a mindset that I lack something. Okay, and of course those prosperity preachers and stuff, they keep putting it all in monetary means. It's a monetary evaluation of this, and it's a spiritual evaluation. It's not a monetary evaluation. Okay, because all this money and junk that we have now, that wasn't even in the play when we back in the old days. We might have had cattle, land. We bartered with different things. Maybe trade fish for some oil and some bread, or you maybe did this, that, and third. The marketplaces is kind of how they conducted business. Some people had, more gold and silver than others, but some people came into there with just goods they traded for other goods, okay? And it wasn't necessarily set up as, all this monetary system that we have now, and all these material things. You're trying to sustain life. You're trying to live, make it from day to day. And with Yah on your side, it's impossible to fail at that, okay? So don't look at this monetary mess, how much money you got, what kind of car you're driving, all that mess, because you focus on those things, you're going to lose out on the real weightier matters, which are spiritual. Okay, you do not lack any good thing. Yah will take care of your needs, and if your needs are not in line with His, you shouldn't want it anyway. You should say, if it's your will, Yah, then bless me to have this, this, and that, because maybe it's not. Maybe it'll throw you out of line with Him. Maybe some kind of way you will fall out of step with the word if you get this, that, and the third, this job, that job, this money, that money. He knows what you can handle and what's going to deter you from making it in, because that's the main goal, to make sure we stay in the kingdom, right? So you don't lack. Yah has you. He has all the things you need, okay? Material, spiritual, He has it now. Don't believe He doesn't, just because of what you may think you see. All right. So He makes me lie down in green pastures, okay? He leads me beside still waters. It's that peace that He's left for us. And regardless of how you feel right now, if you got a lot of anxiety and fears, then you're just not accessing that peace. You're not accessing that peace that Yah has left behind for you. He left some peace behind, and you're not accessing it. You have to go to that place, and you got to start by getting in that word. It starts by praying, fasting if you're led to, okay? But there is some green pastures, some still waters that you are missing out on if you are anxious, if you are fearful, if there's some that's throwing you off your spot, right? Then you have to understand it's something I'm not doing. I need to read more, pray more, get this phone out of my face with all the social media mess, and get in the word, or put this junk down and let me start doing some praying, some serious praying and believing, right? So those green pastures and still waters will be visible, and you'll be able to go and get some peace in your life regardless of what's going on around you, okay? So you have this. This is a pre-valley mindset. I got peace. I don't lack anything, okay? He turns back my being and restores my soul. He refreshes you, right? He will encourage you. He will give you bursts of joy. You just don't know what you're feeling, but why you're feeling so happy, but He will do this for you. He'll lead you in paths of righteousness. You have to follow Him though, right? I mean, He's not going to make you go in paths of righteousness, but He will lead you. And how does He do that? Through staying in that word, through praying and meditating on the word, right? Like Yah told Joshua, hey, you meditate on this day and night, and you're going to have great success. So you're going to have great success. You're going to continue to be righteous and set apart daily because you are following Yah's footsteps. So He leads me in righteousness. I got to remember this now. He's leading me. I can't take my eye off of Him. I don't lack anything because He has everything I need. And I got peace that He has set aside just for me, some still waters and some green pastures. So when it's looking all crazy, okay, I can go and access that spiritually and feel like I'm supposed to be feeling. Okay. So that's the pre-valley mindset. That you don't lack, you have peace, and Yah will lead you in paths of righteousness. Now we're going to talk about the valley, okay? And this is a place that various times in your life you're going to find yourself there. And there's a reason for that. So you can understand how Yah works, how he delivers, what he does for his children, and you can grow spiritually. Your faith will be stronger. You can be a light to other people, all kinds of things. And you won't be greatly moved when little Debbie try to come with something that he's been instructed to come with or allowed to come with, okay? Because he can't do anything without Yah telling him or allowing him. It's not just running amok. He's running amok because Yah let him run amok and gave him authority to run amok until such time as Yah going to put him back in his cage. You have to understand this. Now, let's look at this mindset when you're in the valley. It says, when I walk. So it's two things here of this first little phrase here, when I walk. When means you're going to be in there. Okay? And it doesn't say if. It says when. So the valley is going to be there and you're going to be in it. And you're going to walk through it. It didn't say when I run. Now, of course you would love to run through a scary place, right? You remember being a kid, if you ever went to like a haunted house or something, you was flying through that place, maybe you buried your head in somebody's back. You didn't want to see anything. You didn't really want to hear anything. You just wanted to get to the other end and get up out of that. And that's how a lot of people are, They try to run through it. They want to hide their face. They definitely want to walk through the thing. So you're going to be in there and you're going to walk through it. Meaning you're going to be in there for a minute. Now, it's going to be a minute to you. Y'all sees time differently than we do. But you'd be like, man, it's still going on. Or man, it's happening again. Or man, when are they going to get out of this thing that you're in right now? Because you're in the valley and you're walking through. You're not running. And you be in there as long as Yah says you be in there. It's like a training room. But you have to get the right mindset to get out of there. Okay, you're just not going to get out of there by saying, get me out of here. You're going to get out of there when that mindset gets right. And we're trying to get that mindset right now, right? So think about that pre-valley mindset you got to have. You got to keep that with you now. You can't just throw that aside just because things are getting scary right now. Okay. So I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. Valley of shadow of death. Okay. It's a shadow. It's not actual death. Okay. Keep that in mind too. Shadows don't hurt you. They, it may look scary, right? But what does a shadow in and of itself do? What can a shadow in itself do to you? I'm sure you look around your room, you can find a shadow right now. Can it hurt you? I mean, you can hurt yourself because of it, right? I mean, you see some figure pop up on the wall and you jump and run and trip on something, bust your head. See, and that's what we don't want to do, right? The code is right here. It's telling you it's a shadow. So keep that in mind too. I fear no evil. All right. So we don't. This is the mindset now. In the valley. I understand I got to walk through this thing. I understand I'm going to be in it because it says when and not if. Oh, it's a shadow. So everything I'm seeing is a shadow. Regardless of how bad it looks, it can't hurt me. What do y'all say? Not a bone will be broken, right? It's a shadow here. Boy, it looks bad. It sounds bad. Okay, but I can't fear evil happening to me, right? Because that's what you're fearing, right? Evil happening to you. Evil happening to your family. Evil down the road somebody going to do to you that's going to work. And you're going to lose and you're going to, be destroyed or whatever. We can't fear that because, see, the devil will write your whole story, including you being in the casket. And he'll show it to you in your mind. Okay? We can't be there. We can't fear that. Don't let him write the script because the script already been written by Yah, but you just got to stick to it, right? I fear no evil. Why? Why do you fear no evil? Because you're not in that valley alone. Okay? It's like when you, again, that haunted house analogy. A lot of us have been there as kids. Your dad or whatever going there with you. That's why you had your head in his back or whatever, because he with me. So I'm going to keep on going and stay behind him, and I'm sure sooner or later I get out of this thing. You have to know that Yah's with you. And be confident. Yah's with me in here. He with me in here. It may not look like he with me in here, but he is. Why? Because he's telling, it's right here. You are with me. But you have to believe that he is with you. regardless of what it is. I know you're with me, Yah. I know you're here. I know it. I know it because you told me. And you can't let go of that belief. You understand? Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. Now, they're just symbolic. If we look at the rod and the staff, how they were used to wield power, right? Moses, Aaron, these rods and staffs were used in Egypt to kind of yield the power of Yah, right? They would raise up over something, touch something, and things would happen. Whether the water would turn to blood or the Red Sea was parted or all kinds of things. That there was power coming through that. So it's symbolic of the power of Yah, right? And you also look at it as the Ruach HaKodesh talking to you and Yahushua being with you. These are symbolic, right, of that power of Yah, the rod and the staff. They will comfort you. So there's some comfort in this valley. And it'll manifest itself in different ways, okay? Whether peace just come over you or you get some relief from whatever situation you're in. It may seem temporary to you, but it's comfort, okay? While you're going through this thing, while you're trying to make it to the other side of this thing or out of this thing. It's not always just feeling like you're being tormented or feeling like you're going through. There are times where you feel some refreshing come. Now, that's that comfort, okay? But you only get that if you stay in the word, stay prayerful, believe that Yah is with you, right? And hold on to that pre-valley mindset of not lacking, right? Of having peace that's been left to you. And understanding that there are things Yah has and that you're going to stay righteous in the middle of all this. All right? So keep that pre-valley mindset. All right, so we're still in the valley here. Look at this. You spread a table. You spread before me a table in the face of my enemies. Okay? And just to kind of cover the scriptures we're talking about, this is verse 4 through 5, 4 and 5. Okay? 4 and 5. When you're in the valley, okay? So just to let you know exactly what verses we are covering now. It's 4 and 5. Okay, so you spread before me a table in the face of my enemies. All right, so that when he comes to you, see, because now we're coming to the point where he's going to come in and bless you and deliver you. He's going to come in and fix things. He's going to come in and start bringing you out of this. Okay, after you've been there for a minute, however long it takes, that's between you and Yah, right? A table's going to be spread before you in the face of your enemies. So what you have to understand, when you're going through something, and then Yah comes through and brings you out, your enemy's going to be there. So understand, if you've been through something and you've come out of it and a blessing has come and you've seen Yah come through and start to bring you out of this thing and deliver you, I don't care how many smiling faces you see around you, somebody there, okay, is your enemy. Somebody who gets wind of it and is around you, because it says in the face of my enemies. So somebody there is your enemy when Yah comes through. Understand that. Everybody coming in, oh, this is great news. Oh, yeah, is not your friend. Now, I'm not telling you to try to identify who that is. I'm telling you that your enemy is going to be there witnessing the blessing that Yah is going to give you and, the outcome of this thing. It's telling you right here. So I don't care what you've been through, how long you've been through something. When you came out and the blessings started coming, your enemy is right there. Whether they had a smile on their face, which, a lot of times they will because they're trying to play it off, right? They hate this. Oh, they hate that you have come through this, that Yah is blessing you, that now you're better than before, that, wow, this is even better situation you had before. So they are kind of smiling through clenched teeth, so to speak. But your enemies are there. Understand that. That's why you only trust Yah and you pray. Yah will reveal to you who is with you. Okay, he knows how to do that. Okay, I'm not telling you just distrust everybody, but I'm telling you, trust Yah and Yah will show you who is with you. Okay, even people in the world learn who's with them when certain things happen. So what I'm saying is, he's gonna spread this table and this blessing before you with your enemies around. Okay. You have anointed my head with oil. This is a great verse here, because we know all the kings they had were anointed. When they was anointed king, it was all involved. All is, we anoint with all before we pray. Things of that nature is symbolic, right? Of y'all having something special for you, or of y'all setting you up for something greater, or y'all healing you, or whatever. But when y'all himself is anointing you, so you don't have anybody else rubbing some oil on your head or whatever. Y'all's the one pouring oil on you. They can't get no better than that, right? That because of this valley and experience that you went through, you got an anointing from it. So that sets you up for something, right? I mean, it set a lot about people up for kingship. It was a part of what happened, or to be healed, or some other blessing to come, right? Oil, symbolic of things, symbolic spiritually of never running out of that oil, right? So it's a symbolic significance to this, but Yah himself is doing it. So some blessings are coming. Some good stuff is on the way. My cup runs over. Of course, you have to have a cup, and then it's up to you how big that cup is, because your faith dictates how big your cup is. You don't want to walk in there with some little tiny old glass in your hand, one of them little Dixie cups, because that running over still ain't much, huh? You want to have a bowl or something in your hand, something big to carry all that Yah has for you. So that expectation has to be high, that Yah's got some blessings for me, and I know it. And it's greater than I can ask or think, right? You have to keep that mindset. So that cup, when it start getting full, it's going to be a lot in there. Okay? Don't give Yah some little tiny thing to work with. And you're not going to get as much as you could have been entitled to had your faith allowed you to, right? So that faith cup, make sure it's big enough, because it's going to run over, right? So it's going to be more. The cup's not going to be able to hold it. So the bigger the cup, right? You can put two and two together there, the bigger the blessing is going to be. So we have to understand that Yah has something for us in this valley when we start to come out of it, when he's starting to bless us. See, because that's when the blessings start coming. Right before you emerge, all these blessings are coming your way. All right, let's keep going. Let's get to the mindset outside of the valley, the post-valley mindset. This is the last verse, right? Only goodness and loving commitment, right? This is what it's talking about. Only goodness and loving commitment will follow me all the days of my life. So I understand all my days, Yah's going to be with me. He's going to be faithful to me. He's going to be good to me. I done went through this thing. I kept the right mindset while I was in the valley. Before the valley, I held on to that. I understand what's going to happen here. How it will exactly manifest itself, you do not know, but you understand that you will be blessed, you will be anointed, a table will be spread out before you, and your enemies will be there to see it. And this is goodness. I'm out now. I understand that only goodness is going to follow me all days of my life. I got to stay with Yahuwah, right? I got to stay in this set apart place I'm in. Got to keep following that righteous path, right? And I shall dwell in the house of Yahuwah. This is where I want to be. In Yahuwah's house, right? And forever, to the length of my days, forever, for always. I want to be there. This is my goal. And if I continue on this path, Yah's going to do all these things to me, and I'm going to dwell in this house. And scripture teaches us, I go to prepare a place for you, right? And then I'll come and receive you again. And you will have that place that was prepared for you. In my Father's house, there are many mansions, right? We understand that there is something for us that is eternal, but we have to continue on that path, continue on. So if you're going through it right now and you're walking through the valley and you're scared to death, just pump the brakes a minute and say, wait a minute, let's go to this pre-valley mindset. I don't lack, you know what I'm saying, in any good thing. There's some peace waiting for me, some green pastures, still water. Show it to me, Yah, please. Show me that. And if you have to fast for that, sundown to sundown, then do it. He turns back my being. Refresh me. Turn me back. Don't let me be looking at what's going on around here and get turned around. Lead me in righteous paths. Bless me to be able to follow. Regardless of what's happening, stay in the word and do right. What I know is right in his word. because that's what's going to get you out of there. You're not going to get out of the valley crying. You're not going to get out of the valley being scared. You're not going to be out of the valley pleading to get out. That's not going to get you out. You know, banging on the door, let me out of here. You're not getting out that way. Because you're going to have to go through it, but you have to go through it the right way. You're not running through it. You're going to walk through it. As long as Yah wants, so you can learn what you need to learn while you're in there. And get what you need to get while you're in there. Regardless of how it seems like a punishment, it seems unfair, because it's, you know, it will seem that way. You know, I've been there more than once. But the mindset you have to have, you find the scriptures that anchor you, and everybody will be different depending on what you're going through. Okay, 1 Peter 5, help me, anchor me. Go find other scriptures that will help you get through something. And then lean on them, stay in them. Always pray, you know, pray without ceasing, right? Because you're not going through this just, you know, because Yah just wants to make your life miserable. The point is, he want to show you who he is. Show you he got you. Show you the scriptures are real. Show you that if you serve him, regardless of how it looks, he going to come in, even if it's the 11th hour. Okay? And deliver you. Because it was already written for you to be delivered. You just ain't caught up to that part yet. You know, when you're reading a book, you got to get to the final chapter of it. But it's a good story, you serving Yah. It's a great ending if you serving Most High Yah. So understand that, like I say, pray and meditate on the word. Ask for understandings we all should continue to learn and grow. And hopefully this encourage you and you can keep on going. If you're in the valley, about to go in, you got the right mindset, then you can just make it on through. Okay? Because that's the goal. And Yah will bless you. He'll strengthen you, establish you, he'll settle you, as the scripture teaches us. But just don't give up. Till next time, hallelujah. And may Yah add a blessing to his word.